Hey, Mystic Michaela, spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Have a really fun guest today. I'm going to be talking with Loren Brovernik from 90 Day Fiance. Really excited about hearing all her journey and what she has to say. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I was going through I guess we'll start it off this way. I was going through my DMs, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately of what is the difference between, and for us it seems simple, but what is the difference between a psychic and a medium?
Yeah, that's good. People ask me that a lot. Yeah. So psychic kind of is a coverall term for somebody who has the ability to see future. These are people like tarot readings, and, the aura thing is for psychic. It's kind of like that extra sensitivity, that extra ability, that kind of thing. Mediumship is separate. That's not all psychics are mediums, but usually all mediums are psychic. So mediums are able to connect with people who've crossed over.
Okay.
So not everyone is a psychic medium. Some people are just psychics.
Okay, so is psychic like a more general term for like someone who has like some sort of intuitive ability like that?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a coverall term for that. But mediumship is regarded separately, usually, just because it's kind of a different. And you'll even see like some psychic mediums charged separately for mediumship readings versus psychic readings, because it's like tapping into different energies or what have you. But that's the difference. Okay.
So like last year I predicted the winner of the World Series. Am I a psychic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So could I start my practice?
Well, we all have psychic abilities.
Oh, okay.
Really, and in readings and stuff, I try to. All right, this is usually based on aura color, and we did a podcast that are you intuitive? So
right.
It's kind of you are, and it's usually based on what aura color you are, how you can tap into that the best. Like with you, like red people use a lot of logic to get intuitive. Yellow people ask a lot of questions, but it's kind of fueled by that's just their tool to be intuitive.
Right.
I did a whole episode on that.
Yeah, but when you're doing a reading, I think you call it something more like spiritual life guidance.
I don't really resonate with the term psychic so much because I don't know. I like the spiritual life guidance. I feel like that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's more like, this is your life. Let's figure out how to get you on your authentic path.
Okay. But then when you do mediumship,
yeah,
that's where, and I notice like a lot of, like, again, psychics or mediums, they charge more for mediumship readings. That's more energy? Is a lot more energy, right?
I mean, it really does depend on the person who's dead, honestly. It's just like people. Mm-hmm. Some dead people are more communicative than others.
Okay.
But yeah, it takes more energy. And it also, for me, it's emotional because I'm an empathic medium.
Yeah.
So I get really, I guess, like, I'll feel their feelings and I'll get upset or I'll start crying. And if you've had a mediumship reading with me, you know what I'm talking about. Which is fine. And it's not a negative feeling at all. Like, I don't feel negative or anything like that. It feels really good. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm not scared of dead people. Like, they don't bother me. They're just people, like, who are dead. But they do talk. They talk more through, because they kind of, they kind of hijack my emotions and my visualizations and stuff like that when I'm talking to them. And it can feel like an OCD thought, like over and over and over again. So like I'll get a letter or I'll get a name or I'll get an image or I'll get something that makes zero sense, but they make me say it. So it's just different than when I do more, I guess, the aura stuff or whatever. That's more coming from spirit guides instead of dead people. So when spirit guides talk to me, which is what happens during a lot of, all my readings, they kind of take over. So I'll talk to your spirit guides and they feed me information about like what your hangups are or what your issues are or what needs to change or what your blockages are to get you on the right path and make you feel more aligned and things like that. But those are talking to spirit guides, which is different than talking to dead people.
Right. Okay. So, and I always, anytime like some big news story breaks where, someone passed, unfortunately, like I remember when like Kobe Bryant passed. Or,
it was very upsetting.
Yeah, George Floyd. And I always ask you, are they talking? Could you talk to them right now? And I know just recently, the girl from Glee passed.
Naya Rivera. And I wanted to talk about her on the podcast.
Go ahead.
So I'll start this way. I got a DM the other day from somebody, and she said, maybe this is a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. But she's like, maybe this is a stupid question. Do you feel like with Naya Rivera's death, like, because she was such a huge energy, we're all feeling it more because of that? And I'm like, absolutely. It's not like one death is more upsetting than any other death. It's just like this one, and I got this feel like with Kobe and his daughter, and you know, when those people passed, or when George Floyd passed, or now with Naya Rivera, I feel like it hits us in a certain way. Naya Rivera, and I want to do a little mediumship here. When I look at her picture, I get this feeling of, and this is hard to say, but this is how I feel, sadness. Now, of course, she's on the other side and she's in God's light, but she didn't want to die. And I do feel like it was an accident. And I do feel like her last moments were watching her child, making sure her child was okay. And I do feel like something happened where she, it was like something happened where she couldn't pull herself up. And I do feel like she fought to the very bitter end, like fought. And her last moments were of fighting. And she didn't stop. And I feel that as soon as I saw her picture on the news, I knew she had passed. And it felt like complete shock and surprise and utter disbelief, even though she was on the other side. When people die in trauma, sometimes it takes them a while to accept it. Like, she knows she's dead, but she's got a 4-year-old, you know. So I get all of that. When I look at Ryan, though, her ex-husband, the father of her son, I feel like he's a really good father. So I get this relief from her, too, that she knows that her baby's going to be okay, that her baby's going to be taken care of. And I feel that there is this warmth and this comfort, and that's the only thing that's giving her peace right now on the other side. It might be hard to understand, but I think if you think about it, it's not. When you pass, it doesn't, and I don't know what goes on over there. I just have done mediumship in so many different ways. I know there's different ways to be over there. And it's not just like, snap, you're okay. Like, everything's great. Like, no. Like, you can die and not be ready, and you're kind of lingering over there, upset about it for a while. And they let you process. You have to process. There is therapy over there. There is a place to go and work it out. And I feel like that's where she's at now. But I do get, like, Ryan, who has a lot of blue in his aura. I feel like he feels guilty for something. I'm getting this overwhelming guilt. I don't know why. I feel like something happened between the two of them that day where he felt bad about this whole situation. That he's, not that it's actually his fault, but I feel like he's doing that thing where he rehashes where he could have changed something or done something different to make it go a different way. I feel like even though they weren't together and they had some it feels like they had a lot of passion, a lot of tumultuous situations. I feel like she'd grown a lot, and I feel like they had a really good friendship, and I feel like he loves her, and it feels just extremely, I don't know if she was dating somebody, but I am getting another man around her. I don't know much about her personal life. I'm just looking at her picture right now. I get another man around her. He's a black man, and he's very upset about it in a different way. I feel like there was more of a passionate connection there than her and Ryan had. So there's something with that too. So I just get, like all of us, we're feeling her grief and her languish, and that's something that's gonna take some time for her to heal over there. And I feel like that's why a lot of us are feeling this just tragedy very deeply. And I know it hit me. It was very upsetting. And yeah, that's what I get when and it's hard to tap into it, but that's what I get when I look at the picture.
Wow. Whew, you all right?
Yeah, it's upset. You know, it's hard. I remember a long time ago, I read somebody, she came in and her sister had just passed, and she should just show me a picture. I knew she was dead, and she died of breast cancer and had like a lot of children. And I was just getting all these messages, just, you know, and it was good closure for the sister, and it was nice to know that she was there and whatnot. But it's hard to feel a mom. You know, no mom wants to leave their kid, and heaven isn't that awesome that you'd leave your kid for it. That's for sure. So it's sad.
Yeah.
But I feel like she'll be remembered, and I feel like Ryan's a really good father.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's tough to switch gears. I feel like a GMA anchor.
Yeah. You have to transition now.
I have to transition
in an awkward way.
Yeah, in an awkward transition. But there's Loren in the green room, and she's she's filling out, and she's a new baby, so that's congrats on that. And she's filling out a lot of paperwork for some reason.
Yeah, it's our green room.
Yeah,
we have a green room.
But it's strange that she's filling out a lot of forms. I'm not really sure why she's doing that. I know last week Caitlin was doing jumping jacks, but that made sense because she was on Dancing with the Stars. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, but we'll have to ask her why she's filling out forms.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I think I have an idea.
Okay.
But anyway, speaking of forms, you're not going to like this.
Wait, what?
In the mail just yesterday, we actually got a letter from the U.S. government that basically stated that our marriage is null and void.
Why?
Well, you are, I believe, not a U.S. citizen at the moment. It's possible. I don't know. But basically, something occurred at our wedding. The person that did the ceremony was like was a shyster. Like a
shyster.
A shyster.
Yes.
A fraud, a charlatan.
Yes.
Yes. And basically, they did none of the paperwork right. We didn't know about this until yesterday.
Oh, my God.
15 years of marriage, right? We just had our anniversary, and it's all null and void. But there's good news.
So wait, what does that mean if I'm not a citizen?
It basically means you're going back to Buffalo.
I have to go back to Buffalo?
You have to go back to Buffalo.
Because I'm not a U.S. citizen?
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're going back to Buffalo. But there's hope for us.
Okay. What do we have to do?
I did some research.
Oh, my God.
And we can get our K-1 visa.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of forms to fill out.
Okay.
I think that's what Lauren's doing over there.
Okay. Her husband's already an American citizen.
Yeah, but she's probably just so used to it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Right.
We are going to have to go on an interview.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
To
make sure that we're really in love.
Okay.
That we have, we have a life together.
That should be easy.
That, like, at the end of the day, I just don't go to, like, a shack, like we live together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I wrote down the interview questions.
Okay.
And let's just get on the same page.
Yeah, this should be easy because we really know each other well.
Definitely.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to start with something really...
So are these like actual questions that they're actually possibly going to ask us?
These are actual questions that they can possibly ask us.
Because they interview candidates.
Yeah. Okay. Now, pretend there's no pandemic also.
Okay.
So how do we get our kids to school?
Okay. Well, you take them in the morning and I pick them up in the afternoon.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's easy.
That's really easy.
Okay.
Who does the cooking?
Me.
Okay, yeah, that would be you, unless you're doing readings.
Yeah.
And then I would just order in.
Right.
So, like, a few days a week, I can bring in the Mamma Mia's.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Okay, this is easy. This is easy.
So
okay, we're on the same page. Okay.
Next one. Have you, I think this one's for you. It says for female. Have you ever flashed anyone?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I have to share that?
At the interview, you're going to have to.
Oh, God. I guess that one time.
Yes,
one time in Georgia.
That one time in Georgia. I mean,
that's awkward.
It's an awkward question.
That's very awkward.
Do you play any sports?
No.
I mean, that's easy. No sports for you.
All right. So
handball for me.
Yeah. Right.
Because I'm practicing.
Yeah.
Number 2, has your husband? This one would be for me, I guess.
Okay.
Ever had relations with an Amish man?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no lie detector test, right?
Oh my gosh.
Is there a lie detector test?
Oh, I mean, are you bringing your red Jasper to this meeting?
Well, I think, I think
your white Millet.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to kind of, some of them we can fudge.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like there's like under oath, right?
I think it is.
Maybe
I would think it is.
Maybe you do this under oath.
Scott, we can't screw this up. I can't go back to Buffalo. I have
true.
to stay with you.
You will be going back to Buffalo.
I have to stay with you all.
And speaking of Buffalo, there would be another question for you.
Okay.
Who attended your wedding?
Okay.
So we only had like 5 people there.
We didn't have a lot of people there.
About 5-6 people.
Yeah, there weren't a ton of people.
We changed the venue last minute.
We don't have like a lot of witnesses then.
Right.
Oof.
There's Patrick, old friend Patrick. He was there.
Okay. Yes.
So maybe we can do him.
Okay.
All right. Next question is, who usually leads the seances in your family?
Oh, we don't do seances.
Why would that even be there?
That's a weird question.
I know. Well, if it was, I would say you.
Yeah.
You're the leader of seances.
Yeah.
The next question is, Have either of you ever been abducted by aliens?
We're not sure.
Well, you have. I'm saying yes for you.
To be decided.
And I'm saying yes for me, too.
Okay.
So that's a double yes.
Double yes?
Double yes. Speaking of Red Jasper, and they're getting personal here, and I don't know why, but they say, has there ever been a need for Red Jasper in your relationship?
That's fighting words. I don't know.
I would say no.
No, I don't think
There's no need.
You don't need Red Jasper.
No, there's no need. No.
But you do carry it with you now. It's for endurance.
Right, for endurance. All right. Again, these questions are very specific.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they're kind of catered to what we talk about. I don't know why, but all right. Next one. Have you or anybody in your family ever been a famous person in a past life?
Oh, my God, yes. They asked that?
They did.
Okay. Well, my mom was Anne Frank.
Your mom was Anne Frank.
That's easy.
And she was also Lady Godiva. Mm-hmm. So
it's very easy. Easy so far.
We're pretty good on these. I think most of these we will get. We are pretty much on the same page.
Okay, so it's good. So I think I can stay here.
Well, we got a couple more questions.
Oh.
Hold on.
So far, we're okay. Well, don't they
separate
us in separate rooms and we have to answer the same questions the same?
I think they do take you to like a padded room, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Who is the reigning Christmas gift-giving champion?
Me.
No, that's me. I won last time.
Obviously me.
No, I won last time.
I don't know, because you picked Burlington Coat Factory, and I still don't agree with that choice.
It has been officially...
It's a terrible place.
I was officially declared the winner.
It's a terrible, terrible place to buy things.
I was officially declared the winner. So that one... We both have to, because we're not going to get married again. You're going to be stuck at Buffalo.
Oh, no.
Okay.
In the snow. Don't leave me there, please. They don't even have football right now. It's awful. It'll just be me and the takeout Duff's wings.
And the last question they're going to ask.
Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. Yeah. I might have to go.
We do have a gift card to Duff's.
We do.
That some of our listeners gave us. Which we haven't used. Yeah, that better not expire. I'm going to be upset. If you're, and again, I don't know why they ask these questions, but if your spouse was a character, or your future spouse was a character from The Office, who do you think they would be? So I have to tell
you're Michael Scott.
Michael Scott?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
I was going to say Jim.
No. You're Michael Scott.
Oh, Michael Scott?
Yeah.
What? Maybe Stanley?
No, you're not Stanley. I think you'd be like, that's a good question. I feel like you'd be Michael Scott.
Michael Scott?
Yeah, because he's like the leader and he's always trying to get everybody like in on the joke.
Okay.
You know, and you'd totally have something. Wait, what do you call that award? That award that he gave out?
The Dundee?
Yeah, the Dundies.
Yeah.
Like at the Applebee's, and it was like his big thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so you.
Okay.
Like you would totally do like, if we have like, like I air quote employees.
All right.
Like, you'd totally be giving them Dundies.
All
like
right.
the kids.
And
Leanna.
Leanna, you get a Dundee.
Leanna gets a Dundee.
Well, we'd have to make a different name for it. For like I don't know, we'd come up with our own.
Yeah, see? You're already thinking about it.
Yeah,
you're Michael Scott.
All right.
100%.
I mean, I had you down as Creed.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the redhead? She's super Meredith. I like her too. She flashes people.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
You could have been Meredith. All right,
remember that episode he hit her with the car? That was the funniest episode.
I'm gonna switch Creed to Meredith when I answer the question at the
all right, so
at the screening.
Because they asked the Office question, it's good we got that one.
Okay.
That one going. Okay.
Lauren, are you done filling out the paperwork?
Nope, she's not done yet.
She's still going.
No.
Okay.
So I want to talk about real quick. All right, so you don't even know where I'm going with this.
I have no idea.
But you guys, okay, so there's this show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It's on Netflix. Well, guess what? It was an old show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we watched it when it was like the original show. And I forget what network it was on, but they had like the original Fab Five or whatever.
Okay.
And now, you see them around every once in a while. They're like hosting different things on HGTV or Food Network. You know what I mean? Like the original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy hosts. Yeah. And we watched it. Like this was before kids. This was a long time ago.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Do I remember watching it?
Yeah, like here and there.
I'm getting it. Yes, I do remember watching it. I'm getting a little confused with the Bravo runway show.
Oh, Project Runway?
Project Runway, where the guy says, "You're doing great," but this is a different one.
Yes.
This is where the guys try to make a guy.
They came in and they fixed your life, basically.
Okay.
And they were very peppy and magical and stuff. Okay, so do you remember the theme song?
I have no.
Yes, you do.
What's the theme song?
It's like, all things just keep getting better. Okay, so you and I, this is so sad. And this is why we're not going to pass the K1 visa test. Because you don't remember memories. You don't even remember our memories.
I forgot. I'm sweating over here.
Yeah, I know, because you know you're going to be in trouble.
Right.
And you already are. Because, this was like a huge inside joke for us. Lauren, come here.
Get in here.
Save Scott. This was like a huge inside joke for us.
All things getting better. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what would happen is I'd go in my closet.
Okay. Now I know where you're going.
Okay. And I'd come out.
Yes.
And I have this. Okay. So I have this talent of bringing something out of my closet that's so insanely ugly.
Right.
That Scott, it doesn't matter how many times I do it. I don't know why I have clothes in there that are so insanely horrendous that I can walk out and shock you with just the disgustingness of them.
Yes.
And you'll say things like all things just keep. That's our joke.
Right. Yes. We haven't done that one in a while, but yes.
That is our joke.
That is a joke, yes.
Well, the reason why we haven't done it in a while is because of Stitch Fix. Oh. So Stitch Fix for me. So we just started this, right? The Stitch Fix thing. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you I don't know. I'm really stuck at picking out my own clothes, and there's a pandemic, and it's really stressful out there, and I need just help. And you're really good at always telling me no, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. You're actually for some reason, even though you're red and blue, and I don't know where this comes from, you're the perfect person to go shopping with.
Yeah, I can always tell if something looks good. I have a tough time picking something out, but I can tell if it looks good. And I can tell if it looks bad.
Yeah, if you need to go shopping with anybody, take Scott. But anyways, so I got my first fix from Stitch Fix, and it's personal styling, and you do this quiz, and it takes the world of fashion and brings it to your door. And basically every flippin' thing I got was so my style, in my size, in my budget, and you loved every single thing.
You came out with, I think, 5 or 6 shirts and some shorts, and I gave the thumbs up, the approval for every single one.
And that's hard. That's hard for you.
That is very hard.
So here's the thing. You pay this is how it works. You pay a $20 styling fee for each fix, but it's credited towards anything that you keep. And you can schedule it anytime. There's no subscription. And shipping and returns and exchanges are 100% free. So you just shove them in a bag that they give you and send them if you don't like it or you don't want it or whatever. It does all the hard work for you. It's just effortless style. And honestly, everything they gave me was fit perfect and it was great. So get started today at stitchfix.com/KYA. And they'll give you 25% off if you keep everything in your fix. So that's stitchfix.com/KYA. And if you keep everything, you get 25% off the whole order, which actually is a ton of money. So it's a good deal. That's stitchfix.com/KYA. And give it a shout.
Do they sell robes so we can get rid of that pink robe already?
That robe is mine forever.
That thing is all things getting better. That's got to go.
All right, let's talk to Loren.
She's done with the paperwork.
All right, good. Hey guys, I am here with Loren Brovernik from 90 Day Fiance. Thank you so much for coming on, Loren.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm very into spiritual stuff and auras and energies and readings. So this is just as exciting as it is for me as it is for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so into this then because, do you know what an aura is?
It's somebody's color and their energy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know my colors or people's colors. I just know that I can pick up on energies.
Yes.
That's it. But I don't know colors or anything.
Well, okay. So this is interesting. We'll just pop right. Well, where do we go here? So I'll just start there because you have a blue and purple aura, but your blue is so deep. It's borderline indigo. So what that means is that, and tell me if you identify with this, you can feel other people's feelings as your own. So it's kind of you can
all the time.
Yeah. And so that's a psychic ability, like being and it's like empath ability, but like it's very deep because do you ever feel people's like, they're not telling me the whole story, or that's a wall.
For sure, like a gut. So it's funny you say that, like the psychic ability. I've been going to a psychic since I'm 13, and she's always told me, you have the gift, you just aren't like devoting enough time to it. And
It's
she's
true.
right, I'm not. But like I'll say things or like hear, like feel things, and people are like,
like, how do you know that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're purple too. And like purples have the ability to kind of see things, but then separate it from their own feelings about it. So like you might be really good like with first impressions on people, like, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's right. And like I see that in you too. And that's why I was excited to do this, because I was like, oh, cool. Because she's going to understand what I'm talking about. Some people don't. They're like, what? Like, but like you.
I really do. I pick up on people's feelings, and if they're trying to bullshit the queen of bullshitting, and that's me in case you couldn't figure that out. And just, I do, like, I don't know, if somebody's super sad around me for whatever reason, I'll get like depressed. And somebody told me I was borderline personality disorder when I was younger. And I was like, no, I don't think that's it, because like, I'm fine.
Well, you have compassion for people, you know, like, So that's like, that's a pretty good
if that's
tell.
Borderline personality disorder, I don't know.
But have you heard throughout your life, like, Loren, you're too sensitive, or you're too what, like all that?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
And anxiety and all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God. So I'm a deep blue purple.
Yes. So, okay. You've been really open with your diagnosis of Tourette syndrome, and you have like an advocacy. And that's the thing with the deep blue. I'll see those people as like amazing advocates, because even if you won't speak up for yourself, like you'll speak up for people that aren't able to say what, you know, like because you being purple, like I see you like, you know what, if it's going to help, I'll go out there and talk about it. You know what I mean? I'll take the heat for people that maybe can't handle it. Like that's your healer sense. How?
Yes. And it healed me too.
How? Can you explain that? Because I love that. And I feel like people need to like own it to heal, you know?
So I feel like, and it's because people see me on TV or through my life on Instagram, if you will, but behind closed doors, like I do deal with like these, you know, I have my own issues. We all have issues, right?
Yes.
But I remember, I didn't even know how it came about. I think it was because people were like, oh my God, she's on drugs, she's sniffing, she's doing this. And it was to the point where it really affected me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I know there are people out there who deal with it too. I just know it. And if I'm going to help one person, then I've done the right thing.
Yes.
And it took me like a month to decide if I was going to do it. And I remember when I was filming it and when I said it, like afterwards we had turned the cameras off and I cried, and we all like did a cheers to me, because there was no going back. And as soon as I said it, there was this weight that had been lifted off of my shoulder, because for the first time I like came out of who I was. I wasn't hiding anymore. Yeah. And it didn't happen directly. Like, I had said I have Tourette syndrome, but then I was mentally preparing for it to go public.
Yes.
So I was ready to talk about it, but it was also giving me time to prepare for what was going to happen after.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that was the best way I could have done it, because even now you see people talk about it, like Lily Pons and Billie Eilish and Tim Howard. They also have Tourette syndrome, but I feel like people talk about it and it gets brushed under the rug.
Yes.
Because it's not something that people... Is it Lily or Layla? I'm sorry. I'm so out of it these days.
You're not getting much sleep with the new baby.
Yeah. So there are other people who have even bigger platforms than I do that talk about having Tourette syndrome. And I feel like, in a way, I know I'm not alone.
Right.
And when I did it, people were coming to me. People I knew my whole life that I didn't even know they had it.
Yeah.
Were like, you have no idea how much you like helped me.
That's
and
such a power.
Saved me. And it was, I knew I did the right thing. Like I always felt like I was put here for a reason, and that was the reason. And I don't know. I know that makes sense to you.
Yes.
That may sound narcissist to somebody else, but that's not my intention at all.
Yeah.
And it helped me. And after I said it out loud, I felt like, okay, this is me. This is who I am, and I've accepted it. So,
do you feel like and do you feel like holding, like, not that you weren't hiding it. Like, do you feel like you were just like protecting people from it in a way? Because maybe when you tell somebody like, hey, this is what I've got going on, because you're so absorbent and you're so empathic, like you have to feel their reaction to it, like whatever that is. And I just always wonder, like, when people, like when you, like, you know, you held on to that for so long and you call it like this big release. And maybe part of that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, is like, you know what? Like, I have no control over your reaction to it anymore. And I don't want that.
Well, growing up, and this is now something my parents and I talk about, is the fact that we didn't talk about it when I was growing up, because I don't want to say that it wasn't accepted by society. I mean, it still isn't. People make fun of it because of what it's portrayed in movies, but we didn't know enough about it, and we didn't know other people who had it. And there weren't like Tourette syndrome meetup groups or anything like that when I was younger. So we as a family just kind of pushed it aside, honestly. And it's not a bad thing. It was something that just we naturally gravitated to do. But then as I got older, I took it upon myself to just say, you know what, I got to look more into this. And like, because I noticed it wasn't getting better. So there are different kinds. And even though mine is considered mild, it's severe to me because I deal with it. And when I'm dealing with it, it's like, oh my God. But it's not just the tics. It's like the anxiety, the depression, the OCD, the this, the this.
Yes.
You have like these rituals. Like if I touch one side of my body, I have to touch the other one.
Wow.
And it's just all this like, you know, stuff. But I wanted to learn more about it for me. And I have one that's chronic. So most people tend to grow out of it by like their late teens. For me, I didn't. It's just as I've gotten older, I'm more aware of it.
Right.
And being aware of my surroundings, you know, helps me. So it's funny you say my colors, because if I'm in a situation where I feel like a lot going on, that's when I'll tic more and I'll stress more. And, you know, with this virus,
oh my God,
it's funny because I've been so stressed, but so calm at the same time. I honestly never felt more in tune with who I am and more in the moment than now.
Isn't that amazing? Honest. I've been hearing that. I feel that way too about this time. It's logically stressful as hell, you know, and like we're all experiencing like, okay, going to the grocery store is like a thing, and you have a newborn, so it's like, oh my gosh, you know, so like that's like an extra element. But then at the same time, like I feel like this isn't the worst thing, like because there's this like we're all like really forced to go inward, and I feel like we're healing. Well,
it's funny. It's either black or white. There's no gray or in between. You're either taking this time to kind of, you know, find who you are and deal with it, and you're much nicer, or there's people who, pardon my French, are bigger assholes.
No, that's so true. It's triggering people.
One or the other. There's no in between.
You're so right. You're right. Because the people who are used to dumping on other people and they don't have anyone to dump on, they're like
take it out on anybody.
They're going out of their way now. They're going out of their way.
I went to Publix for the first time, our grocery store, and I rarely go out. I think I go out like once, maybe twice a week now because I have the baby. So, and if I go like it's me, I wait till Alex gets home. I was like, honey, I have to go for my weekly outing. Like, so let me go to Publix.
Like, please.
And I was there and I wanted cherries and everything's bagged. I had my mask on, whatever. I literally picked up maybe 3 or 4 different bags just to look at them. And I pressed on the outside of the bag just to feel the firmness.
Oh, no.
And this old crotchety guy came over and was like, you can't do that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you can't touch everything. And I'm like, I'm not even touching the fruit. I'm touching the bag. You can't do that. Now I got to call the manager. And I was like, because you have nothing better to worry about right now.
Part of that's Florida.
Like, if you don't want the cherries, don't eat the cherries. Just keep walking. Let me get my damn cherries.
Right. Did you get like a little New York on them? Like, did you pull it out?
But like, I didn't. That's the thing.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, good for you.
Which is weird because I would have been like, bro, what is wrong with you? But I had a mask on, so you probably couldn't see my face. Like, what?
Right, like the whole face.
But I was calm. And then I called Alex and I vented to him. But like, Alex, in the moment.
I got schooled about cherries. He's like,
over cherries.
I love.
So yeah, it's either you're calmer.
Yeah.
Or you're
yelling people at the grocery store. Like, it's one or the other.
Yeah, basically.
I love. You said so many interesting things when you were talking too, because you said also like, oh, maybe that's narcissistic, that like people are like that people are saying, oh my God, you helped me, like you saved me, like I feel like as empaths, like when I look at you, you know, as an empath, I feel like one of the things is like, why do I feel guilty taking praise? You know what I mean? Like, when honestly, like, it's not for you. It's that you kind of help them with that catalyst. And that's like God's work. I call it God's work. Like when you do something that's like channeled from God or love or whatever to somebody else.
You just feel it. You just feel it, like you are in. And I'm a firm believer, and Alex always laughs at me like, oh, all of this spiritual stuff. I am a firm believer that you are put in a place for a reason, and things happen and don't for a reason. And we may not know why. We may never know why. And it may take years as to why, but everything happens and doesn't for a reason. And I am such a firm believer in that. Like, my heart feels whole when I say that because it's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Like, it resonates. You're like, that's truth.
Like, there is a reason I was meant to be on this show. And
let's talk about that. How did
for this, to be completely honest, or to make people laugh on Pillow Talk like that. That's really why I feel like we're on it. Because if we were on it now, like, we would. There's no way we'd get on it. We're too normal.
You guys are so. That's like the best. I understand that. That's like my husband and I. It's like, we're boring.
Not normal.
Yeah. Like, you're normal, but not. Like, you make yourself laugh, you know, like that.
Exactly.
All right. Tell us about, for those of us who haven't seen 90 Day Fiance, just like what in Cliff Notes version you met Alex.
90 Day.
Yes.
Right.
Give us this.
So 90 Day Fiance is a show that follows people who are going through a K-1 visa. K-1 visa is like an American and a foreigner, somebody from another country. And they go through this extensive process, and you have 90 days to get married when the spouse arrives to America.
Yeah, no pressure. It's like...
No pressure. None.
And you met Alex in Israel, right?
Yeah, and talking about like everything happening and not for a reason.
Yeah.
So Alex was the medic on my birthright trip.
That's amazing.
Birthright's a free 10-day trip to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I was not even supposed to be on that trip. I got moved on to it 5 days before.
Oh my God. I just got chills. I just got flippin' chills.
And he also requested the first trip of the season. That was the first trip of the season. Isn't that crazy? I was not supposed to be on it.
Well, you guys have so you and Alex, you have a soulmate connection, and I wonder. Well,
oh my God, are we soulmates?
You guys are soulmates. Like, do you feel like you know him in a past life? Like, he just felt like home to you, or just like very familiar right away, or something?
Yes, and I think it's because I feel like I've been with him for 1,000 centuries.
Yes. Oh. I love that. Yeah,
I'm sure it's mutual on his end too.
Yeah, like he'd probably call it something else. Well, okay, so he's green and blue, but you know which I'll explain. And you gave, so just so everybody knows, you texted me all these awesome photos.
He's actually cooking dinner, and I don't want to say that he's not a believer, but I don't think he's a believer.
It's okay.
But I'm going to tell him his colors.
He's green, and green, like everybody who listens, who understands about greens. The thing with green people is, and I'll talk about Alex in particular, in like specifically, but the thing, blah, blah, blah. The thing about green people is that they need something to be their own. So if you tell them something, they like put it outside. Like a new idea has to be in the waiting room for a while before they basically call it something else, but it's the exact same thing. So like you could...
Yes.
So he would probably describe you to his soulmates without using the word soulmate. He would just say like something else.
And then I'll say, you mean soulmate? No.
No, I don't believe in that crap.
That's not it. And then like, an hour later, be like, yeah, it's soulmate. I'm like, I just said that. No, you didn't.
No, this is my own original idea. And that's how green people are. Like, and he's blue too. And I crack up. You sent me these photos. You sent me one from like, you said, this is 6 years ago. Like, it's this one. And
yeah.
so,
Oh my God. Look how skinny I
oh,
was.
stop. You're a new.
He looks exactly the same.
It's so annoying with men. Like, and just so it takes, because I have 2 babies, it takes 2 years. It takes 2 years to get back. But you are beautiful, and you don't have to do anything. And it's just in our own heads that we think
the one good thing about aside from shy, is my boobs finally grew. I've been waiting 32 years for this.
It's a bonus. That's like that's the good part. It's like, well, these are good. And then sometimes like that's all husbands care about. They're like, oh yeah, all right. Like they don't notice.
I'm like, don't even look at them. Don't touch them. They hurt.
Like they're for the baby.
Exactly.
Well, he's green and blue, and so okay, so the green, like. When I look at Alex, he is such, I mean, I feel like he was born to be a father. Like, he just feels such a family man. Yeah. And you know what's funny, though? He's blue like you're blue, but he's a little lighter. So I feel like he's obviously a healer. You know, you said he's a medic. He's an empath. But I feel like he doesn't always.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's a completely different. It's very different. I know exactly what you're talking about. But like when he feels it, he feels it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen as often as it does for me.
And he can put a border around it or like a boundary.
Oh, yes.
He can shut it down. He can go into a crowded area and be like his green self or whatever. What about that video that you guys posted with him? Like he's flipping He-Man somebody. Yeah. So he saved somebody from drowning and it's on video and it's like the craziest, amazing thing I've ever seen.
That's the blue in him.
I mean, and
that's the blue.
But he was picking him up like this guy was nothing. Like, you know, that guy must have weighed like, I don't know, like close to 200 pounds.
And this is the blue in him, the empath in him, and like the caring side is when and everything happens and doesn't for a reason, and we're meant to be where we are for a reason. And he was on a cruise with some friends, and they went to this beach, and Alex, for whatever reason, kept watching this group of guys. And the friends that he were with were like, it's fine, just let it be, you know? And Alex kind of wandered off to like the shoreline and sure enough saw this guy and just bolted.
That's amazing. And
it's
you guys got to check out the video if you didn't, because it's
crazy.
It's really cool. And it just kind of shows you the kind of guy he is. But he was so in his green mode. So I feel like with Alex, like the blue motivates him. Like, I'm going to do this for somebody. This is the right thing to do. But then he can turn it into like an efficient machine. So I feel like he's really good in crisis.
He's focused.
Like he can kind of like in emotional situations, like he's the pillar you can lean on, like things like that.
For sure.
But you know what's funny? Sure. Like in your photos that you've given me, like as you've progressed through your couple journey.
I sent you ones from over the years so you could see.
He has absorbed some of your purple. So I feel like he does this to communicate with you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So he can speak Loren. Like I really feel like he had to kind of learn how to speak your language. Oh, is that the baby?
I'm on a podcast though. I'm doing a podcast. So you're a green and a blue.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
He's eating.
He's like, what are you doing?
Wait, hold on. Let me close the door.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my gosh. He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like eating his food. It's like
he comes and he goes, it's so good. You have to come.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fine.
Okay. I won't keep you too long.
No, it's okay.
But again, I feel like and that's another green person thing, like where he cooked and it's ready and now it's time for you to eat, Loren.
Well, I asked him too. I was like, honey, I have a call tonight. And I started preparing everything. He wanted to feed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started preparing everything and I was like, can you please? But I will say, you know, we've always been a team. Like we've always balanced each other out. And we were talking about this yesterday, actually, because we're very busy in life in general. And this virus and everything, and it's scary. And I said, you know, it's so funny how when we're both stressed, if one of us is more stressed than the other by nature, the other one steps up to the plate as a rock no matter what. Yeah. And he had a very busy day and he was very stressed. So as stressed as I was, I put on my game face and I was his rock. And it kind of happens by nature. But now with this virus and handling a newborn, we've gotten into such a routine.
Yeah.
And I think our communication has been better.
Yes.
Like, he is stubborn AF. I am too.
Well, he's
but
green.
like, you know, it took me a long time to understand how he works. That's the whole 90-day thing. You know, we were together for a year, but not physically. So now with Shy, who's like the light of our lives, we basically don't exist anymore. He's the best. He's the best.
Smushiest smushy baby.
He's amazing. He's starting to have personality now where he laughs and smiles.
How old
and
is
like
he?
when he wakes up, he's actually going to be 3 months old on Tuesday, on the 14th. So like we have a 90-day baby now.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
But no, now that we have him, our communication has never been better, knock on wood.
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like with you two, like when I see the picture when you first kind of met and then now, the thing is like your souls were meant to be together. And then like your current human brain self had to figure it out, you know? And that's what we got to see in your journey, like you two figuring it out. And
sometimes it works and sometimes, as we know, it doesn't work
of
for
course.
People.
I mean, I think any marriage, we understand that like there's things there's things you can change and things you can't. And I think like what I see with you two is an incredible respect for one another.
Yes.
And you hold space for one another. So like, you know, when and I feel like he listens to you and you listen to him. And so him kind of wearing
most of the time.
but him kind of wearing your purple for me, like doing, like when I do a reading, I'd be like, you know, he really is, he's really opened himself up to understanding. But you know, what's interesting about him, and this is like where I get a little psychic or whatever. I feel like where he feels very good with women in general, like a good, like he's got like not like in that way.
Oh, really?
Is he super close to his mother? Because that's kind of what it is. Like it feels like he was leaned on a lot as a kid to understand what somebody else thought and felt and things like that. And I feel like that created him to be this like a really great listener.
People like went to him as their go-to person. He was the reliable one. He was the one that would get stuff done in life in general, like family, friends, you know, that's just, it's funny. Him and I are very much alike and our siblings are very much alike.
I like that.
So we understand each other's families, our siblings, even though we can't communicate. It's a blessing. But it's true. I wholeheartedly feel like we were meant to meet for a reason and meant to be together.
Yeah.
And you know, people get married and they're like, we're going to be together forever. And unfortunately, in today's society, divorce is very, very common. It happens more often than not. Both of our parents are still together. And I know I'm going to be with him forever, which God help me, feels like forever already. But I guarantee you he would say the same thing, if not more. I guarantee you he would say it feels like forever.
I think we all picked that up on you guys. Like it's just kind of watching you is comforting. You know, and it's like a vibe.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. We're very lucky to have each other. And we know that. And we, by any means, do not take it for granted. We appreciate it so much. And going through pregnancy and having this baby, I mean, we have our moments. We're a normal couple. We fight. And when we fight hard, you know.
There's a lot of love.
But I can honestly say, I think we're in the best place we've ever been.
Well, you guys feel good. And I feel like that's why you get the response from people who follow. How was Alex's adjustment as a green person to life in the U.S.?
Alex has always been more adventurous than I am. So I think for him, it was a lot easier than it would have been if I went to Israel, I think.
Yeah.
And that looks delicious, honey. Again, I'm doing my podcast, but I love you. Start eating.
So sweet.
He's so much stronger than me in so many other ways than I am than him. He's brave.
Yes.
I'm like a step with my foot in kind of person. He's like a head first kind of person, you know? But he's also the kind of person where like, I'm so emotional that I'm like, do you believe like how far we've come? Like, look at where we are in life. And everything we've accomplished. And he's the kind of person that doesn't really think about it.
Yeah.
I think because I think too much about it.
Right.
But when he does think about it, it hits him like, oh, whoa, you know? But he doesn't think about it often.
He compartmentalizes, and then like one day it just all bursts in on him like that. I see green people usually are better living or wandering. Like they're usually better wanderers, like because they can be in a position.
He's a curious person. I see that in Shy already. Oh my God.
Okay, so he's only 3 months, but like when I look at baby Shy, if you don't, you know what's interesting? When I look at the bond between you, like the three of you, of course, but like when I look at like you and the baby, like you two have. Okay, see, you're such a deep blue, like borderline indigo color. I feel like having this baby for you is like a not that it isn't for every mother, but I feel like for you is a specific spiritual experience in your nonverbal.
Because I wasn't ready.
Really?
I was ready years ago, and Alex wasn't, and then he was ready, and I wasn't, but it was too late. I was already pregnant.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me. And as it got closer, I feared it more like, oh my God, am I going to lose myself? My life is going to change. I'm not going to be able to be myself. Like, I'm not going to be able to wear a crop top. I'm not going to be able to do this. And Alex is like, no, that's not the case. And I look at Shy, and I'm obviously biased, but like, it's factual. He's like the cutest baby ever.
He is cute.
But he just brings more joy and patience and acceptance to me than I could have ever imagined. And when I look at Alex, I didn't think it was possible to love somebody more than I already did. And I look at Alex and I count my lucky stars. Like, it's
gratitude.
True. I feel like I have so much more love in my heart ever since Shy has been born.
Oh, yeah. It was meant to be, and gratitude, such like a spiritual experience. And
yes.
When did you have like depression after the baby a little bit? Like,
I'm going through it currently.
Yeah.
And it took like 8 weeks or so to get there.
Sure.
But and it's not like depression of me missing him inside of me. I don't miss him inside of me. Trust me.
Right.
Kid had me peeing and up all the time.
Yeah, I get it.
But I suffer from body dysmorphia my whole life, my entire life, body image issues. And I think that's where I'm getting at now is like, there's that pressure from society being under a magnifying glass, but at the same time, not giving two shits about it. But like, I secretly do because I'm a human being.
Of course.
So that's really where my depression lies. And I have been so unmotivated, but I started to go to the gym because Alex pushed me and pushed me and pushed me, and we fought over it. And I'm just like, it's only 3 months. And he's like, it's been 3 months already. Like, that's how he looks at it.
Yeah.
Where I look at it is like, let me take my time when I'm ready. But he got my ass in the gym, and I've gone 2 times this week already.
Oh, good for you.
And I feel good.
If it makes you feel good. Yeah.
Right. But then there's that deeper root of like, I hate why I have to go kind of thing.
You have to change the motive.
Yes. Yeah. But I did it, and I'm proud. And like, that's where he, his green of like, he's determined. He's going to, do what it is to get it done. And he did. But he can hear me, but don't tell him I said that.
Oh, no, you know what? I think what you just said is like a lot of moms don't talk about it. Like, we don't.
Oh, I'll talk about it from here to tomorrow.
I'm glad that you are, because it's and it's hard when you're an empath and you can feel, and also you have like all these followers with a lot of stupid opinions. A small percentage, I assume, of them.
Don't I ever?
And it's funny because, like, I feel like with you, like, you're the type of person, like, you will look at all the good stuff, but if one person's nasty, it's like, you know what? Why'd you have to do that? Where'd that come from? Like, why are you so hateful? And, like, it can really pull. And that's why, like, with you, I would say, like, you have to watch your attachments or whatever, which are just, like, cords to people.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're so open, and that's gotten you here, but also it opens it up for the naysayers to come in. But like, that's part of it. Shy.
That's something I've been working on, is acknowledging more of like the positive than the negative, because we as humans tend to do that. So that's something I'm working on personally. What color is Shy already?
So he's little, and like you'll hear me say, like, babies take a while to form, but he has such like a blue orb around him. And I feel like he's just so attached to you. There is so much connection from the other side to him.
Yes. That's what I want to hear.
Get such power. And so this is, if you don't mind, I'm going to kind of go into like, usually I don't do mediumship like on the podcast. I just want to do a little bit because like it's coming through so strong around Shy, because I get this feeling with him like he was held before he came to, and I see a man holding him, and he does have like a patriarchal, it's making me cry because he does have like a patriarchal, like a grandpa energy. And I get, you guys are Jewish, right? Did you name him after grandpa? Okay. So
both.
Oh, and I get a grandpa coming through, and he's showing me, I feel like this is your mom's dad or something, because I get your mom's dad coming through, because he's pointing at his daughter, and he says, little girl. Does your mom have a brother? Whew. Okay. Yes, he does. Okay, she does. So he's showing me this, and he's saying, I feel like there wasn't closure with the whole, with him passing, but he wants you to know that he's okay and he loves you. And he shows me, you have a sister, right? Because he shows me, this is cute, because he's saying like, he's making fun of you girls, but like in a grandpa way. So I get him kind of like showing me how you always had something to say, but he always wanted to hear it. And that was but he's funny because he calls like your sister is more of the performer. But I don't know if that's like, if she was more like the, let me dance or let do this or something. Cause I get her trying to like, try to get his attention and like this.
I was always a performer, but she craved attention from people because I was like, oh my God, here I am.
Because he's showing me her trying to like dance a little bit or like, here I am, like that. Yeah. God. But he's just showing me how much love he has for you girls. And there's this element of, it just feels like a void ever since he's gone. I just get like he held, like, obviously you have a dad and you love dad, but like there's something about the grandpa energy, and he was he keeps showing me the letter A. I get this so strong, and I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is somebody living or somebody else. You don't know? All right.
I don't know.
Hang on to it because it's such like a strong letter that I was getting since I started channeling him, which was weird.
And I mean, Alex.
Yeah, it feels like more like related to you guys, though.
I will tell you, like, Alex does things that my grandpa does or did. And it's, you know, what's even crazier? For the first time last night, my grandpa was in my dream. Like,
that's crazy.
Hard in my dream. Like, it was a dream within a dream. It was total inception.
Yeah.
And I remember, I woke up and I've got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God. Because
he knew you were going to like think about him today. And it's funny. He shows me him he's handing you something. And this thing that he's handing you feels like some sort of legacy situation. So this can happen when he wants you to do something that he started or something like that. So I feel like Shy is part of that, you know, because you named the baby after him. But I feel like there's going to be another baby. And I feel like you're going to name after another member of that side of the family or something, because I get more coming. Oh my God, you guys could have like 3 kids.
That's what we want.
Oh.
That's what we want. That. And it's the letter A. We don't have an A in my side of the family, but I already picked out a name for like if we have a girl, and it starts with an A.
I feel like he's trying to, I think that's the connection. And like, that's your next,
crazy.
That's your next little bundle.
Crazy.
Oh my God. So you're
sweating.
I am too. I sweat when I do mediumship. It's the grossest thing, but it's how you know you're channeling.
That's crazy.
I'm going to end it here because you have to eat dinner, and I just love talking to you, and I'm so appreciative that you were on. You let me read for you, and you let us all see this vulnerable journey. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's at Loren Brovernik, and find me there. Follow me there.
All right. Thanks so much, Loren. You take care.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. You all take care.